Great.
The Sid voice actor is good. Oh, spoilers, there's Sid.
You son of a bitch. So basically, what's going on in the story right now, I'm hanging out in Gridania, the forest starting city, or I should say the area near Gridania, outside of Gridania. The sylphs, which are, you know, like forest sprite fairy things,
Cabbage rates.
have been causing some trouble, and they're afraid that the sylphs are going to be summoning a primal, like Ifrit we fought earlier. So I'm trying to basically figure out what's going on and put together a gift to appease them, which in this case we gathered some milk root.
Because sylphs like to get drunk on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I do like that they have stuff where it's not always like, go and kill this stuff. It's like, go and be an ambassador to this race. Like, totally convince them to be cool with us. I mean, it so happens that you do it by, you know, killing 10.
X42 says, next week is TGS. Anybody excited for some Japanese cell phone game? Yeah.
TGS is going to be good.
I hope it is. I hope there's...
Keep an eye. There's going to be big news coming out of that TGS. Just watch.
I hope so.
Just watch.
Okay, so I'm going to go talk to the sylphs now. Sylph? Is that how it's pronounced? I don't know.
Sylph.
Sylph.
Project Sylphid.
Great.
That's what giving the milkweed to the sylphs is called. No, I'm excited for TGS. There should be some fun announcements.
There's a quest here that I can't find. I wonder if they're up on the roof. I hope there's stuff. Yeah, like I hope there's interesting stuff out of TGS. You know, I want there to be, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, because some people think it is not the case. But I love Japanese games. I want there to be more good Japanese games announced.
Yeah, right. I know that you like Japanese games, but your reputation is not one of a Japanese game liker.
That's like 90% of the games that I'm actively interested in.
I know. Listen, you don't have to convince me.
Looks like there's a quest giver. Oh, I just missed it because I'm an idiot. Great.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping for some good stuff at TGS. Hoping for Guilty Gear news. I'm hoping for news on the new Persona 4 Arena expansion.
Is it an expansion or is it a sequel? Because I keep hearing different things.
It's an expansion.
Oh, that's less exciting.
It's an expansion in the arcades. I'll say that. I don't know if that means it'll be DLC or disc.
I almost wonder. I wonder if they'll put it out as disc on console and actually add in new story stuff or not.
I mean, it's technically not been announced for consoles, but
yeah,
yeah,
it probably will be. I mean, like I think Arena did good, so
Arena did well. Yeah, I mean, I know it did in North America and Japan, or it did, you know, whatever in Japan, but it did well in North America. Europe got it like last month, I think, something like that. I think Rising Star put it out. That sucks for them.
Rising Star or Exceed or something. I know, because Atlas doesn't put stuff out. There is
no, they don't
Atlas
have a
branch in Europe.
It's either Rising Star or Zen are the two that put it out there.
Am I making? I think Exceed has been putting some stuff out, like Etrian Odyssey or something. Am I making that up?
I don't know.
Someone different has been putting out Etrian Odyssey. I can't remember who. Reginald is noting that Atlas should consider putting it on Steam, which, yeah.
They'd have to make a PC port first.
I think that would be great.
I mean, my understanding is it's on... runs on, I think, Taito X2 hardware, which is what Street Fighter 4 runs on, which is basically just a PC. Mm-hmm. So, I mean... But who knows? Capcom doesn't even do their own PC ports, so...
Sure.
And it's also Arc System Works, not Atlas just publishes the game.
Yeah, I know.
I know, but it's like I always see stuff like that, or I see like people on the LS USA page asking for Persona 5.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
I mean,
you're
yeah.
asking the wrong peeps.
Like, hey, I'm sure Atlas USA would love Persona 5. Judging by every time I've talked to, like, Atlas PR people and stuff, it's like, they would love that too. It is not their deal at all.
Oh, B-Boy brings up that hopefully the Street Fighter for the last secret mystery character will be announced. I'm really hoping for that. That would be really nice.
There's another one that they're adding?
Yeah,
How many
they
characters
announced.
are they going to be up to, like 40?
No, it's already over 40.
Jesus. That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
it's going to be, I think, 48 or 47. By the time this is done.
That seems super ridiculous to me.
Yeah, there's been games with more.
Oh, I know. Just for a game that technical, and I don't know, it just seems crazy.
Yeah, I do not envy balancing them, but I mean, they had 4 character models already done in the engine for Street Fighter Tekken, so.
Earthbound, I know that Etrian Odyssey is done by Atlas. I'm saying in Europe, somebody other than Atlas publishes it. Like, I think Etrian Odyssey 4 just hit Europe. And I cannot for the life of me remember. Oh shit, she wants me to dance? Ugh.
Let me check Polygon.com and see who's publishing it real quick.
Jesus.
Oh, it doesn't say.
Great website.
It doesn't say.
A great website.
Neither does NintendoLife.com. We just look for the goddamn publisher.
Just look on Wikipedia. What do you...
I don't know what that is.
Jesus.
Please explain. Alright. Oh, Nintendo published it.
The first one? I'm talking about 4.
Oh, 4? Mm.
Just like thrown in these twists for you, making it more complicated.
Whoa. NIS America
There,
published
okay.
it in Europe.
There we go. B-Boy says, it occurred to me that Tekken Revolution may be the only successful mainstream free-to-play fighting game on console.
You mean it's also the only one. So.
I don't know if Tekken Revolution is successful. Like, I don't know how that game is doing, but like, here's the thing: I'm not excited for Killer Instinct, but like, the marketing money that Microsoft is going to pump into Killer Instinct compared to what Namco is able to put into Tekken it's going to be nuts.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be out of control. That's yeah.
Yeah, I to be honest, I have no idea if Tekken Revolution's doing any good.
Well, by default, it's the most successful one because it's also the only one right now.
Yeah, I think B-Boy is arguing that it will be more successful than Killer Instinct, but
I don't agree. I think you're right. The marketing alone is going to make Killer Instinct.
And also, you know, there's the fact that it's a launch title. And it's a free-to-play launch title, so a lot of people, I think, who maybe aren't even that interested will still be checking it out at least.
Oh yeah. You watched the Evo.
Vancore just said it. Think of the people who will download Killer Instinct just because it's free and they need something to play at launch. You know, I guess we don't know how good the Xbox will do, but
it's an easy game. It really is. At least from what I've played of it. So that helps. Did you watch the Tekken or the Evo Final stream?
Yes.
Did you watch it? Did you watch the Killer Instinct demo?
I saw a little bit of it. I didn't see all of it.
Were you able to could you hear the crowd reaction when they were talking about the feature?
No.
Really? Oh my god, it was beyond belief.
What was it? What was it?
They're like, oh, Killer Instinct, blah blah blah, and they bring up Markman from Mad Cats. He's like, oh, here's the new stick that you can use, for the Xbox One. And as soon as he said Xbox One, 1,500 people started booing all at once, like drowning them out as they were trying to talk.
Great.
And they're like, oh yeah, you can play Killer Instinct on Xbox One. Again, all kinds of boos. So then, yeah, and
B-Boy says the demo was trash, apparently.
Well, the demo was whatever. It was developers versus people who played the game for an hour total. What do you want, But as the game was going on, people were like chanting like "Wins Marvel" and like booing it off stage. It was insane.
I genuinely, and for very many different reasons, do not have a lot of faith in Killer Instinct. But I'm also not a fighting game guy, so you know.
I just don't like Killer Instinct.
Yeah, I don't.
I never have.
I mean, hey, I played Killer Instinct on SNES when I was a kid, and I was like, yeah, this is cool. Because I was a fucking kid, right?
Yeah, and it has a lot of good features for casual fighting game players. The old ones had what was called auto combos, so it was like literally a button sequence that would do a combo on any character. You know, that's how you'd get those like crazy long combos.
Zader says I played Killer Instinct for an hour at Gamescom on press day, and it's actually pretty good. That's cool. It's good to hear.
Yeah,
I'm completely going off of like to be 100% clear. I have not done any hands-on, and I've only seen very limited stuff. So I could be completely wrong. I would love to be wrong. I would love if that game ends up being awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not impressed by it because I found an easy way to break it, so I could combo break anything anyone did.
Great.
Yeah, I just mashed.
You played it at Evo?
Yeah, I played at Evo,
cool.
And I found if you just mash the 2 light attacks as someone's attacking you, it'll break their combo every time.
Great, perfect.
I don't know if that still is a thing or not, because I heard actually after the Evo build, they specifically were changing combo breakers because of...
Well, and you know, I'm sure that kind of stuff, like being at a big fighting game community, I have to imagine they were watching what people said as they played it, taking some of that into consideration, you know? That's very much the community they want to hit, at least to some degree.
I will say, at Evo, I noticed Dive Kick's booth presence was always way more packed there than the Killer Instinct one, which was kind of funny to me. Like, Dive Kick was way more popular at Evo than I really expected.
Zader says it's not. You now have to break with a lower strength than the attack. I don't know what that means, but...
Okay. That makes sense, yeah. A good fix, I'd say. Dive Kick was fun at Evo.
Boy says, I really like Ken Lobb, but there is so much going wrong with the development of that game. What has Ken Lobb worked on since, like... Has he been at Rare this whole time?
Yeah.
Jeez, that's kind of crazy to me.
As far as I know. Yeah, his last credited game was Perfect Dark in 2000.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. It's just that it's not a name that I've heard since the N64 days. So seeing it pop up again with Killer Instinct has been such a weird like. That guy is still making games, huh? Interesting.
Yeah, he's been an employee of Microsoft Game Studios from 2001 when they got bought.
Interesting.
Maybe he's just in an advisory role or something.
Talk asks, what are your feelings towards Soul Calibur? As somebody who's not a fighting game guy, I'm pretty into Soul Calibur because it's one of the few fighting games that's pretty easy to jump in and play.
Soul Calibur's, yeah, I love Soul. It's my favorite 3D game. Big fan. It's great, easy movement, cool characters, like sweet weapons, lots of fun-looking combos.
Some dive kick hate going on in the chat?
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, it is just a Flash game, so... Yeah, a lot of people not fans of dive kick for whatever reason, but I like it a lot. It's fun.
I like it for what it is.
I got beat by Dave Lang at that game.
Nice.
Pretty badly. He definitely beat the snot out of me.
When are you going to do another fighting game stream, Dylan?
I want to do one this week,
okay.
But it's kind of like John has a new job, so...
yeah, that's right.
Gotta figure out what's going on with that and his new schedule, and then I have a new job starting the week after next, so that's why I want to get one in this week. Yeah, I'm amazed how quickly I got a job after getting laid off. I was not expecting that.
Well, without getting into it too much, you were already kind of looking around, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, as it goes with those type of things, as I'm sure you can attest, you hear about it beforehand.
In a lot of time, not always, but in a lot of cases when layoffs are coming, you kind of have an inkling.
Yeah, there's rumors, that kind of thing. Like when they laid you off from Game Informer for being too awesome.
That did not happen.
You're taking all the spotlight from Reiner.
I did not get laid off from Game Informer.
He was getting mad jelly.
I want to clarify 100%. I left Game Informer. That was actually like weird for me because I was like, I feel like it's super rare in this industry to actually leave a job of your own free will.
It kind of is.
Rarer
sometimes.
than it should be.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Upgrade, though, man. Getting out of the Minnesota winters. I don't blame you.
That was one of my major reasons. I mean, obviously excited to be at Polygon and part of what Polygon is doing as well, but also just really didn't want to be. I grew up in Minnesota. I've dealt with those winters long enough.
Yeah, I got relatives in Minnesota, and going back for some of those are brutal.
Great. All sorts of shit to do now. All these quests.
And it probably hasn't quite started for you yet, but it's kind of neat. You'll get a bunch of story quests. You'll do the side quests in the zone, and then you'll go back to your home base that you go back to.
Yeah.
And look like, oh, you need to go kill this primal now. So you go back, and it's like a whole new set of side quests have unlocked.
Sure.
It's kind of a neat idea where it's like, and they're all follow-ups. They're like, hey, you helped me with this before, but now, like, because of that, this happened, so I need you to go get boar tusks.
Always need more boar tusks.
Boar tusks.
It's the MMO. People need their fucking boar tusks. People in MMOs, I feel like, need boar tusks way more often than people in real life.
I have only needed boar tusks once in my entire life, so...
And that's primarily because you live in New Mexico, so...
Yeah, no, totally. I had to craft weapons to keep away the coyotes, so...
I was worried about where you were going with that, but you went in the right direction, so good work.
Yeah, no. Hey, man, there's like... it's not even a lie, man. There's coyotes that like come down from the mountain, checking out the neighborhood, seeing what's going on. Eating stray cats and such.
I believe it.
I was gonna go with a Breaking Bad joke, but I couldn't think of one, so... Yeah.
It's probably for the better.
People, whenever I'm saying I'm from Albuquerque, I hear a lot of, oh, Breaking Bad. I'm like, yeah, it's a documentary, actually.
Hey,
so.
For what it's worth, anybody's wondering, that whole, like, meth thing, that's any small town anywhere.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the U.S. Like, small town Minnesota, yep, lots of meth going on.
Yeah, it's cheap to make, man. Let's pack it all in a trailer. I'm pretty sure you just like boil like Clorox and dish soap. I'm pretty sure that's how you make it. I don't actually know.
Moon Crisis says, seems like people is playing Final Fantasy XIV a lot, even though it business model. So I assume he's talking about the subscription fee, despite the fact that there's subscription fees.
It's subscription now.
I'm kind of I've talked about this a little bit on Twitter. I'm one of the people I'm kind of okay with subscriptions still. Like, I feel like, obviously subscription fee does not guarantee that you're going to have, like, way better players or anything, but I feel like it does, to some degree, kind of keep the riffraff
There's a
out.
barrier. It definitely puts up at least a small barrier. And honestly, like, for games like this, I'm okay with paying a subscription fee, partially because it funds good content. And also because I hate when like MMOs push their online stores
Sure.
in games. Like that bugs me more than anything about free-to-play games, which I understand they have to do it. I mean, that's where they get the money from, is they have to be pushers.
One thing that I will say
drives
that,
me up a wall.
one thing that I think a game like Guild Wars has really made a lot of people, Guild Wars 2 that is, has made a lot of people question the subscription model, because they have been so good and so successful at having a game where, you know, you pay once for the game, you don't pay a subscription fee, you're still putting out content at a crazy rate, you know, they don't really, like, they don't heavily push any of the microtransactions on you. You know, but they really are a rarity in those respects. Like, that is not the norm.
Yeah, that seems to be like an ArenaNet thing.
Yeah, ArenaNet, I don't know how they pull it off, but, like, they do. Nobody else seems to be able to pull it off quite the way they do. And
like games
bless
like,
them for it. They're, you know, from what I hear, they're incredibly successful with it, which is great.
Mm-hmm. And Guild Wars 2 is good for what it is. It's not.
I love Guild Wars 2.
I got bored with it really quick.
I'm still a huge Guild Wars 2 fan. I think some of the content that they've gone back and put in is great, and the fact that it's all been coming for free is crazy.
I like the Super Adventure box a lot.
Yeah,
that was fun.
I want to go back and play the update to that.
When is that?
We're gonna stream that, by the way.
Oh,
you and I.
Oh no, you and me and Janine.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I've been actually cutting the videos.
That's the best.
I've been cutting the videos of us doing the first one. It's incredible how much Janine swears in those.
She has a filthy mouth.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I thought I had a bad mouth, but she's out of control. I love it.
The new version is out actually already, so you might want to download and update Guild Wars soon.
Oh. Because that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. I like the jumping puzzles in that game.
Yeah, the platforming is one of the things where it's like, this should not work because it's not that precise, but it really works. I don't know why.
There's a couple quests in this game with jumping puzzles.
Oh man, that sounds. I don't
know. It's not bad. It's not as bad as you think it might be.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Because there's make 2 jumps, you know.
Sure.
But it's a good start. And that's the thing they were talking about, is, you know, they don't want to add jump unless there's a purpose to it. So hopefully they can kind of figure out how to do it right, I guess.
B-Boy says Dark Souls MMO equals Save Japan.
Yeah. Does it? I don't play Dark Souls, so.
Shut the fuck up. Go play Dark Souls. Just shut up.
I like the PvP in it. It looks really cool.
It's fun. I don't know that Dark Souls needs to be an MMO. I think, like, the things that Dark Souls does that are so cool, like,
would not be nothing.
Would almost be like made worse if it were an MMO.
Because, like, my roommate's huge into Dark Souls. Like, he loves it.
Yeah.
Like, spends hours and hours, like, in their little PvP arena every night. And from watching him, yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot of it would be improved with MMO-ness. I don't know. I'll play the Dark Souls 2 beta whenever that starts.
That's soon, I think. Isn't it like a week or two?
Yeah, and it's a PvP-focused beta, too, so. Should be cool.
Someone, BTalk says, Pokemon MMO equals Save Japan. Pokemon MMO equals something that will never exist. I mean, it would be great.
It would be awesome. I don't expect it. You know what I want to see? Is Nintendo version of Disney Infinity.
Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be so cool.
That new Pokemon game that's on Wii U is supposed to be... It's supposed to have the Disney Infinity style, like, you could put things on the controller. Near field, what do they call it? Near field something?
Communication.
Yeah.
I mean more the toy box mode, I guess, you know? That'd be cool.
I agree.
Because I like Disney a lot, so I'm actually kind of interested to try out Disney Infinity once they add characters I like. Mostly Pixar stuff right now, which is fine, but it's just not my cup of tea.
Couple of things. Grand Harrier says Persona MMO. There was a Shin Megami Tensei MMO, and it's terrible. It was a free-to-play
Yeah, Shin Megami
Korean,
Tensei,
Korean-style MMO.
Yeah.
The HGS says, I don't understand what Pokemon gains from being an MMO. You're crazy.
Yeah.
You're just not.
I mean,
you're not thinking about it.
yeah. I mean, that's a game would be perfect. I mean, it already involves going out into a field and fighting mobs. I mean,
And like it would be just
it's there.
meet up with
And
people
PvP.
and trade and like it's.
Yeah, it has trading, it has PvP, it has going out and grinding. Like it's perfect for an MMO.
It's basically an MMO already, but not quite.
Yeah, without all the fun parts. God, imagine the user base of a Pokemon MMO. Ooh.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grand Harrier. I played a little bit of the Shin Megami MMO as well, and that was not.
That was Area Games joint.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah. Even Atlas didn't want to put their name on it.
That's. Yep.
Even Atlas Online, which isn't even the same as Atlas USA, didn't want it.
What is this cool ass like? There's a giant glowing red barrier over here. Is this like where the Empire is?
Is it like a giant castle thing?
Yeah, it's like off in the distance. I can't actually go there.
Yep. That's it. There are other places in the world you can go to it and like go in there and stuff.
Here's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I'd wish Nintendo was less dumb at what they're doing. Basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's sort of like my feelings on Japan, right? As a whole, is like...
No, I think there's good stuff.
No, there's great stuff coming from Japan. There's great stuff coming from Nintendo, too. It's just like... I wish you guys were better at understanding what's great about your stuff and, like, really pushing that.
Yeah, because so much of it is
There are
great.
so many Japanese publishers and developers right now don't seem to be quite getting that. They're getting better. You know, I think this was a rough generation for Japanese teams.
They're figuring it out, though, slowly but surely, I think.
B-Boy says Nintendo doesn't like selling you stuff. They can't even sell you Earthbound right. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? They sell Earthbound great. I mean, they charge $2 more than every other SNES
Well,
game.
okay, they're good at charging money for it, but maybe not good at selling it.
Is that not a game that the Rabbit sells to you? No, the Rabbit's 3DS.
Yeah, that's 3DS.
Have you dealt with the Rabbit
That
yet?
shit's great. You know what? That shit worked on me at PAX.
That shit worked on me, yeah, the first time I tried it. Like, it was great. Yeah, I mean, I bought them all.
Me too.
It was because he's like, let me be right back, and I'm gonna check on these prices for you. And as he comes back, he's like, listen,
I can cut you a deal, all right?
I cut you a deal. I was like, I'd love a deal, Rabbit. Thank you.
This adorable rabbit wants to cut me a deal in these games, of course.
I'd never have been. It's like that used car salesman pitch was like killing it.
Kishin points out Nintendo would make bank if they had DLC characters for Smash Bros. Hey, you know what? This is the first generation where they are really doing DLC, so maybe it'll happen. Probably not.
Well, Luigi was a DLC, right? Luigi U.
The Super Luigi U, and they've been doing DLC for like Fire Emblem. They're getting better at doing DLC. They are figuring out how to do that.
There was DLC for Shin Megami Tensei 4, which is kind of cool.
That's not
Costume
Nintendo, but yes.
But it's DLC supported for third-party publishers on their platform, which is kind of surprising, to be honest.
They did DLC for New Super Mario Bros. 2. That was not great, but whatever. They did it.
Wow.